Alrighty, next up we have here on the Transformers Slag podcast coverage of the Transformers Fan First Tuesday. Oh man, this is the one probably I'm the most excited about out of everything. Maybe it just shows my bias and my love for the Transformers Beast Wars line. But the reveal today of Transformers Beast Wars Tarantulas for the Transformers Legacy line, this deluxe class is pure fire. My goodness. Like, it looks fantastic. Now, this is a character that up to this point, every iteration of this season 1 design has always been really just leaning very heavily on using that old 1995 mold and repainting it to kind of get the best iteration of that. I've worked on the development of this character in the past with Fun Publication when we were doing his history and then, of course, the BotCon exclusive. And there were so many different talks about how do we go about, do we do a season 1 toy? Do we do a Transmetal toy? And we felt that one day that that non-Transmetal toy, the season 1 design, will finally get its due. And here it is today. My goodness. This is a heavy partial and retool and a blow up of the Black Arachnia mold. You could practically not even see it. There's just so much going on and how much bigger and beefier it is to keep the scale with that of the original design. Go back and watch episodes like Other Voices Part 1 and 2, and you could just see how much bigger Tarantulas is to Black Arachnia, which rightfully so. A tarantula is a lot bigger than a Black Widow. Mind you, the scale when it comes to that isn't really comparable in Beast Wars because we have rats that are absolutely massive and wasps. But what a fantastic mold this is. This was designed by Hasui-san. He was the one who put this one together, and it is spot on beautiful. Amazing, absolutely incredible. The veneering, the detail, the soft tarantula kind of detailing on his thorax, the sculpting detail, the way his face was done, the way his the way his fangs are done, everything is painted incredibly. It looks so good. Again, there is the limitations that do exist by the gang molding. So you're going to have the solid black plastic used for the legs. So you can't have all the fine details that existed in the original animation model. Not to mention the plastic that was used for those legs is not paintable. But that being said, it's a POM plastic, if I remember correctly. But that being said, it is fantastic. It looks great. That robot mode is... Damn, that looks great. That head sculpt, damn, like it is just incredible. Again, also included with it, because it comes from the Black Arachnia mold, you also still have the bow weapon that he also had in his original mold and his original interpretation and his original animation model. But the extra edition, we also get another extra weapon here included, and it's a throwback. We get a little buzzsaw weapon here, which in a lot of ways is kind of a throwback to his old Transmetal 1 design that kind of had this little buzzsaw kind of weapon. Although, oddly enough, in the show, while it was a little spinning weapon, buzzsaw weapon, which made his wheel in his motorcycle mode, it was actually a weapon that kind of shot a beam from like the episode Coming of the Fusers. We kind of saw that. But still pretty cool. It's a nice little extra addition. They wanted to add a little extra plastic, a little extra something that's going to have that little peg point to have all the combining Energon weapons, and giving him something that's a throwback to the old Season 2 Transmetal 1 design. Man, sign me up. This looks so good. Again, Mark, he showed some side-by-side comparisons. I'll include them here in the thumbnail, showing that he's a lot larger than Black Arachnia, both in robot mode and in spider mode. And you could just see side by side just how much tooling was different between the two of them and how they did such a great job with it, using the same general engineering ideas, but just how two different kinds of toolings could give two different kinds of pops. And it looks great. Also, Hasui-san managed to figure out a way to have storage for everything. So much like the original Transmetal 1 Tarantulas toy, where his buzzsaw or wheel weapon attached on the underside of him, which kind of also worked with the transformation for his third Transmetal mode, you could also store the buzzsaw Energon weapon on his underside too. So that's pretty cool, keeping that flavor and that kind of final aesthetic. Of course, you could store the bow weapon like the original toy in his butt. Everything's looking good. It's amazing. I am so stoked for this one. If there was one figure out of everything we saw today that was probably the most exciting for me, it's going to be this Tarantulas. And we're finally getting closer to completing our Season 1 Predacons now. There's pretty much only a few guys left, and you know who it is. And after that, we have just a perfect aesthetic. And considering that, you know, when are they ever going to get to these guys in terms of Masterpiece? Who knows? It might take 5 years before we see a Masterpiece Tarantulas. So this is probably as good as it's going to get. This is what I call, much like the Tigatron, an investable item, because I could see so much being done with this. And then on top of that, they could repaint it. They could do a toy-accurate, buzzworthy Bumblebee color scheme later on, and it's more coppers and browns. There's a lot that could be done here. There's a good basis of fun. And even if they want to really like stretch it even more, they could probably work out some kind of, dare I say, some kind of Transmetal repaint. I would prefer a brand new mold from the ground up, but they could even pull that off now that they got the little weapon here tooled in with everything else. This is amazing. I'm without words just how much they pulled off with this one. And Mark was very proud to show this one off and just to show the comparisons. Again, Hasui-san did an incredible job too. Hasui-san from Takara Tomy, an incredible engineer, and has done a lot of amazing stuff in the past. And it doesn't surprise me that when charged with the task to pull this off, they really did. So this is something, again, reminder, guys, all of these pre-orders are going to be going live for this Wave 2 stuff. It's going to be starting at 1 p.m. for the Hasbro Pulse Premium holders and then 2 p.m. for everyone else. It's going to sell out. I just know it. It's sold out. This stuff is going to sell out like crazy. So if you're hearing my voice and it's still not like, 2 p.m. yet for the regular holders, get on that, guys, because this is going to be absolutely nuts. This is going to be so crazy. And it's so incredible because when you look at what Legacy is trying to accomplish, where we're having all these different kind of characters across all these different kinds of brands and stuff, it's nice to see how much Beast Wars is getting that representation. And supposedly, that last Predacon member that we're missing is going to be part of Wave 3 of Legacy. It's still a rumor. But that's what we've been told thus far. It could be a package refresh of a certain other person that shares that name, but it also could be his Beast Wars interpretation. So we'll see then when that comes, when that happens. We're in bliss right now. This is awesome stuff. We still have more to talk about today, tons more stuff to talk about.